Well, hi, it's Jerry with I Love RV Life. We have got an incredible treat today. We're in Macon, Georgia, my hometown. But what I thought I would do is share with you probably Middle Georgia's best kept secret, especially for camping. And that is Claystone Park at Lake Tobosofkee. And you can see every site here has, you know, a nice gravel picnic table, grill area. I'm just going to pan around here and let you look at this. Isn't this pretty? Now these are your full hookup sites. You'll notice all your full hookup sites, ready for this, 25 bucks. They do have 7-day limits on them, but you'll notice they do have water, electric, and sewer, fire rings. But here you go, here's the view. Yeah, and when you look across the way over there, I understand those are like $500,000 to $1 million homes. So you're going to stay on this side for 25 bucks. This is one of your pull-through sites. This is not a full hookup, but nice and wooded, and it's pretty. And again, you get up in the mornings, and that is your view. Can you get over that? These are 22 bucks a night. Unbelievable. Well, if you took my recommendation and you're staying down the road from where I'm at right now at Lake Tobosofkee at the recreation area, I hope you are. I hope you get a chance to stay there. One exit north on I-475 is Zebulon Rd. This is where you will come for all your shopping needs. This is Zebulon Rd. Plantation Center, you'll have a Lowe's. You'll see off in the distance, you'll see a Walmart. There's the big gray wonder. And then of course you have a Kroger. This is a great place to get your groceries and your essentials. Also your lowest cost gas and diesel will be located here as well, either at the Murphy or over at Kroger. So after that long, hard drive and you want to just stretch your legs out and get you a great meal, this is a great family restaurant. This is Buffalo's Cafe. Right across from the Walmart, right across from the Kroger, right here at Plantation Center. Let's walk inside and I'll show you this place and my favorite, of course, their wings. Let's go inside. You're gonna love this place. Always greeted by friendly folks. Hey y'all, how are you doing? So this is Buffalo's, and we'll walk over into the bar section in just a second. And this is Joel's restaurant. Why don't you take us on a tour, Joel, and just show us the general area. This is your dining area.
Over here, lots of opportunities for large parties. A couple people. Tables, spacious. We've got an upstairs room up here, which obviously has more seating. You can get a big party group in here. We get a lot of those from time to time that will fit 30, 40 people up here. Always
So here's the bar area, and again you can see all the TVs. Certain times of the week they have specials that go on. That's really kind of neat. The patio area is really popular in the spring, and it's really a nice day today, probably in the 70s. And
live music out here on Sundays, starting to probably in about 2 weeks. We'll have live music out every Sunday night all throughout the summer.
But I'm going to take you inside and let you see why you come to Buffalo's. So this is why you come to Buffalo's. These are their wings, and let me tell you, these things are just absolutely killer. Absolutely killer. I mean, I just can't wait. Matter of fact, I'm going to eat these. These are awesome. So wings, burgers. Just a fun place to hang out. It's just absolutely awesome. Thanks, Joel. Appreciate you letting me take a tour of Buffalo's. So Joel and I are up at Coleman Hill. This is probably one of my favorite places. I can't wait to turn the camera around. This is probably about the highest part of Macon, and it's right by Mercer Law School. And I'll turn the camera around and show you that as well. What Joel and I were talking about earlier is the cherry blossoms are just now starting to pop. One more week, If we would have been here one more weekend, it'd have been incredible. So let me just kind of turn the camera around and show you you can see the skyline and just a really neat, pretty place here. And I'll turn the camera around as well and show you Coleman Hill. Really a pretty skyline here. It's really, really something. And we have some other treats that's going to be really interesting as well. This is the law school, Mercer Law School. Just absolutely, probably some of the prettiest parts of Macon that you've ever seen. Absolutely stunning, beautiful. One of the things I want to show is just the incredible architecture. Some of these homes that I'm going to be showing were built late 1800s, early 1900s. And the architecture here you're going to find absolutely amazing. So we are downtown, it is a busy area, but we'll get you some shots and show you these. Some of these actually have names. This one here, if it's historic, this one was built in 1905. This is another home that was built in the early 1900s. It's actually on the National Historic Register. The architecture of these homes are incredible. I just want you to see this. And I wish I could get these shots for you without the telephone lines in them and that type of stuff, but again, we are downtown. And this home was built in 1887. Isn't that incredible? What a view. Amazing. Again, this is a very, very congested area. I wish I could do a little better on some of the homes, but I'm gonna leave you on a tour of Orange Street. And right down that road there is where the first home that the Allman Brothers lived in. But that is not referred to as the Big House. And Joan and I are going to be taking you to the Big House here in just a bit. You'll see behind me the Hay House, built in 1855, part of the Georgia Historic Registry, a National Historic Site. Absolutely incredible, amazing restoration. We've arranged a private tour and you're going to get to be a part of it. Wow, that is absolutely stunning.
Yeah, these doors are 12 feet tall, 6 inches wide, and weigh 500 pounds per door. But they're so well balanced on their ridiculously large hinges that it takes no effort at all to actually move them. In fact, you can actually move it with just a single finger to this day. And these are the original doors to the house with their original edge glass still in place. Alright, so this room here is the double parlor, and it would have originally been used as the ballroom for the first 2 families within the home, so it would have been rather empty, available for the dancing, but it later turned into what you're seeing it now as the family and guest sitting room. So they have a lot of seating arrangements to allow people to entertain themselves throughout the day and sometimes even through the evening as well. So this room here is the ballroom today as it's styled to the third family, the Hayes. But believe it or not, it actually once was Mr. Johnston's art gallery. So the room would have been filled wall to wall with plenty of artwork as he collected a lot of art pieces over in Europe for that 3-year honeymoon. Now the Feltons did not have the same taste in artwork, so they actually auctioned off most of the Johnston's art pieces, which made it a little bit empty. So this room changed to their music gallery, and as I prior mentioned, this would have actually been the ballroom for the third family, the Hayes. So this room here is the dining room. It's currently styled to the first family, the Johnstons, so we're seeing a lot of oak themes throughout. Now we do have a couple pieces to the Feltons in here because they were simply too beautiful to remove them. So the beautiful stained glass windows are what was added by the Feltons, the second family. And this particular one is called Four Seasons of the Vineyard, starting with spring at the top and going down to winter at the bottom.
When you come to Macon, make this a destination. It's very inexpensive. It is a fantastic tour, and you will see a part of not only Macon, but the South that is really very, very difficult to find in such a high restored value. Great piece of history. Thanks again for the tour. We had a blast. Judge Asa Holt's house, built in 1853. It's also referred to as the Cannonball House. And we're not going to be able to go inside of it today. We just weren't able to arrange a tour, but I did want to show it to you. Beautiful, beautiful home. And it was actually shelled during the Civil War, but survived. Again, continuing to just the amount of history, this is the first Presbyterian church. Built in 1826 was the original part of the site, and of course the building continued until 1858, and then again and again and again it just continued to expand. But it is, we can't go, again, this is another National Historic Registered site. Just absolutely breathtaking. Off to the distance to the left of the screen is the Grand Opera House. Again, another very historic structure. They do a lot of off-Broadway, really something. And we're going to continue on down this way, and we're going to be taking you and showing you loft destinations. Almost 1,500 loft homes and growing almost monthly. It's really something. So another one of Macon's favorite sons is Jason Aldean, and this is Cotton Avenue. And this is where you saw the filming with all the band and the cheerleaders and everything. This is where My Hometown was filmed. The Otis Redding Foundation, another one of George's favorite sons. And the foundation conducts music camps and so much. We also have some places for great music venues. Notice over here the old Capitol Theater that's been converted into a music destination. And if you can see on the sign, I don't know if I can zoom in enough, Marty Stewart will be here on March 22nd. And then what we're going to do is walk to the next turn. This is Cherry Street. This is the main drag. Great food here. There's Parrish, which is New Orleans style. We have Greek food. I'm eating at all these places, they're great. So here we're coming up on the Rookery. They have outdoor dining in the spring, in the summer, early fall. It's great. Super hamburgers, nice bar. They also have the Dovetail, which is fine eating upstairs. Fun place to come. This is 3rd Street Park. This is Cherry Blossom Central. You can see here that they have just started to bloom. I took some shots here last year. I'll just kind of put a couple of these up so you can see what it looks like down here. It's absolutely stunning. And this is part of the revival area, and it is going through a substantial revival. Again, I talked about all the lofts that are being leased here. But one thing that's occurred is brew pubs. This is becoming a very large brew pub destination. I'll show you a couple of those, tap rooms as well. So we are coming into Piedmont Brewery. This is one of our favorites for lunch, and I think we may sample some of their libations as well. So Joan and I are inside Piedmont. This is the bar area. And then I'm going to be kind of cautious about the folks that are behind me. But you see, it's a pretty big area. These are all locally brewed and brewed on site. I like to do the flight sampler. We got some great food coming.
This is the food. Look at this. We've got wings. These were andouille sausage.
Corn dogs, yeah.
Corn dogs. And then my favorite, oh my gosh, grit fritters with pulled pork. Oh my Lord. That is something. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I'm going to put the camera down. We're going to go back to eating.
Oh, it's hot.
Oh my gosh. Hot temperature or hot spicy? So we're getting ready to leave Piedmont Brewery. I thought I would show you the downstairs. I don't know what this place was. I think it might have been like an old Newberry's or Woolworths or something like this, but this was the downstairs. Here's what's so fun. You can come down here and they've got a bunch of old school games. They've got pinball and just things to have fun. Of course you got to have skee ball, right? But here's a really cool thing. There's all the fermenting vats, and they actually have a bar down here as well. But isn't this cool? And you can see the brewmaster over there. He's getting ready to do some change out. So really cool. Really, really neat. So you'll see construction down there. That is the new Macon Brewery, another brew pub destination and restaurant. It's going to be really huge. This is Barefoot Tavern, great place for burgers and brunch. Great place to go to. And then another favorite of ours, another brew pub. I know this sounds like, Jerry, what are you talking about? Brew pub, but you can actually see the tanks here in the building. This is Ocmulgee Brew Pub. Great burgers, bison burgers. And then you can participate in some of the beverages. Fun place to go. All right, this is the top end of our downtown tour. Just taps. Wait till you see the inside of this. Go ahead, Joel. This is some kind of a place. Wow. It's a fun place to go. Now, we're here middle of the day on a Thursday, late in the afternoon on a Thursday. But you see this place on the weekend, it is crazy. Couple hours it'll be packed, it will. Fun place. Just so you can see just a few more things. I know this has been the architectural tour of Macon, but still something pretty cool. This is the City Auditorium. It's the largest copper dome facility in the United States. And the acoustics in there are incredible. You can't imagine the bands that I've heard in that place. Cool place. This is the Ocmulgee Indian Mounds. This is a national monument. Rumor is it might become a national park here soon through a large land acquisition here nearby. They call it the Fields. And I'm going to take you inside the museum. Let's see, let me look over here. There's the museum, and then I'm going to actually take you on the grounds, and I'm going to actually take you inside of a temple mound. To my understanding, this is the only temple mound in North America that you can go inside of from the Mississippian period. So these are folks that lived here around 1500. So it's a really interesting place, and I think you're going to really enjoy it. So come on inside, let's go inside the museum. I think this will be pretty neat. And here you'll start seeing the 1930s is when this was formed as a national monument. Over 600 laborers came here and started the archaeological digs of this area. As a matter of fact, we're going to be walking back, as you'll see here, to this mound in just a bit. Things have changed quite a bit. And then the biggest treat that I think you're going to find is the Earth Lodge that was discovered here. And we're actually going to get to go inside of that. It's going to be really rare to actually see something like that. As I promised, here we are. Right behind me is the entrance to the great temple mound that's located here, ceremonial mound. This mound is over 1,000 years old. So I'll try not to jiggle too much. I think the people who lived here during this period were probably a little shorter. So I'm 6 foot tall. I would say this opening's probably about 4 feet. And I bumped my head. So here we go. So I'll just do a span here of, here's the entrance. And then you can see the seats. You can make this out. The individual seats, and see the little bowl areas in each front of those. You can still see the seating. You can see some of these were the original timbers, how massive these trees were. And then there's the fire pit. They've got it lit up for looks. And of course the smoke went out through the top. But can you make that out? The seating there is roughly a large, maybe an eagle or bird's head. Can you see that? Here's what's very, very interesting. So twice a year during the spring and the fall equinox, if you see here, the sun would come up and come through that tunnel and then come straight across the eye of the eagle here onto, I guess, the chief or whoever was the main leader at the time. Twice a year, signaling planting and signaling harvest time. This is 1,000 years old. As we continue our Macon tour, today we're going to go into the Big House. This is the Allman Brothers house. This is really a cool spot. I can't wait for Joan and I to take you inside and show you this. So we're here in the building, and you're going to get a kick out of this. I'm going to turn around here. The first thing that I want to show you is there's Greg's Hammond B3. Oh my goodness, what I have heard off of that over time. But if you are an Allman Brothers fan, this is it. This is the Holy Grail. This is Dwayne's gold top Gibson. The Les Paul. Oh my goodness, the music we have heard off of that thing. And then if you look down here, there is a picture of Dwayne playing it. But the showcases here are just absolutely incredible. When you go back, and matter of fact, look up here, there's a picture of Otis Redding. And this is, I don't know if you can make this out or not, but look at this. I'm gonna try to zoom in. This is an old Jacksonville photo here when they were called the Escorts. Isn't that something? Wow. What a treat. Look at this. There's Dwayne's Marshall head. Isn't that amazing? 1970. And we go on and on and on. Tour t-shirts. It's my favorite room of the Big House. It's just got so much history in it. It's just absolutely amazing. Now this is the cool stuff. Look at the gold albums. There's the gold for Eat a Peach. There's the gold for Live at Fillmore. Look at all this. Oh my goodness. Gold for Brothers and Sisters. Beginnings. Look at this. Win, lose, or draw. They actually have family photos here from back in the day. Look at this. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Look at these old pictures. One of the things that they've done is tried to show these rooms. This is one of the bedrooms or parlors as what it would have been like, and they've actually taken reproductions of some of the music that they wrote while they were out on the road. Isn't this neat? They've even reproduced some of the bedrooms. Now, they were big antiquers. I've got to share this with you. I grew up here in Macon, and my mom was a big antiquer and used to go to the antique shops, and Candace Oakley would be there often, Barry's sister, and she was an antique nut, and it's just kind of cool to see the things from that era when my mom was around. This is some of the whose room?
This was Barry Oakley's daughter's room.
Barry Oakley's daughter's room. Again, I was sharing the antique bug that had hit them all. And this was Dwayne's bedroom, Joel?
This is Dwayne Allman's bedroom.
And you can just see some of the period stuff that they were getting from then. I can bet it probably wasn't this neat. This was Candace Oakley's bedroom. There's not a whole lot left in it as far as a bedroom other than just great music memorabilia. Dickie Betts Gibson. Look at that. Wow. And then just things like tour clothing. Other guitars, great photos. Now some things are just kind of amazing. And you see tickets. This is under a pool table of glass. Tickets. Here's a pawn slip to Greg Allman. Funny stuff. All kinds of instrument sales. Dickie Betts, where he bought one used Fender Stratocaster for $265, tax included. Go figure, y'all. A letter from Dwayne. Look at this stuff. Is this amazing? Oh my goodness.
do remember this era. Greg and Cher. More Greg and Cher. More Greg and Cher. Oh my goodness, look at this. Live at Fillmore East. There's the bill from that. Look at this stuff. Is this amazing or what? And then you've just got to look here at all the memorabilia on the wall. This is just such a cool step back in time. This is everything from so many Allman Brothers, and then Allman Brothers. Here's where they toured with the Outlaws, and that great band Sea Level, if you really go back into your Capricorn roots. There's your tour jacket from the Brothers and Sisters tour in '81 and '82. Look at this stuff. There is Eat a Peach. That was the 14th anniversary when they returned back in 2012. Look at this stuff. Awesome. And this is another equipment room. I've always found this interesting, this Showman amp head. You'll see, if you look here on the top, you'll see Heartbreakers. And this was actually bought by Tom Petty's band, and it was Barry Oakley's, and then given back to the museum. And you can actually see the original bill of sale with matching serial numbers. Is that cool or what? Just great posters. Definitely a tour you need to come to. What an awesome place. And we're going to finish up here, but we're going to take you to Rose Hill Cemetery. And there is, in memory is Elizabeth Reed, and there's all kinds of stories about how that came about, but we're going to take you to Rose Hill and we're going to show you that. Well, that was fun. We're finishing up at the big house. You can look behind us here. You'll see there's the big house in the background. And then off to this side is a music venue, and they have bands here, and they do all kinds of things, spring and summer and fall. It's just a blast to come here. If you come to Macon, check the big house calendar. I'm going to put links in all of our show notes so you can see the types of events and directions how to get to these places. All right, we've got another stop we want to show you. All right, here we are. You can look in the background. There is an archway that says 1840. This is Rose Hill Cemetery. So we've left the big house. There's something special you're going to see here. Well, we're going to be very respectful here. And since we left Rose Hill, this is a couple additions to Rose Hill. And you will see the grave stone on the left is Dwayne from his passing in '71. And then there was Barry Oakley slightly 12 months later in '72. So if you'll see, there are the brothers and the bandmate. And this is where Greg was laid to rest not long ago. We still don't have a gravestone yet, but I'm sure one's in the planning. And unfortunately, the family has had to erect this big fence structure here out of respect for the passing bandmates, because so many people were taking chips out of the headstones, etc. But this is where our bandmates were laid to rest. So this is a neat little place back here. We're still at Rose Hill Cemetery. There's all kinds of stories. I'm not going to repeat them about this space and how a specific song came about. It is kind of neat here. Lots of people in the late 60s and early 70s, Jerry included, used to come out and hang out in the old Rose Hill Cemetery. Look, no comments. I don't know why we did it. It was the 60s and 70s. It's just something we did. But anyway, let's walk back here and I'm going to show you just kind of an interesting grave marker that you might have heard a song about. I think this is one of the things that was so interesting. I'll see if I can zoom in on it. Up there on top of the hill, you can barely make it out, but there's a giant cross that's really famous. But I think equally famous is this marker here which says Elizabeth Jones Reed. So yes, this is where Dickie Betts wrote in memory of Elizabeth Reed. Who knows the real story behind that? But it is a cool and peaceful and tranquil area. Joel paying homage. Neat, huh? Well, when you come to Rose Hill, make sure you have your walking shoes on. We have walked some hills, haven't we, Joel?
Yes, we have.
This has been really a nice walk back in time. Some fun memories from my teen years, and really fun sharing it with Joel as well, since I grew up here and he did not. But really a blast. And if you do come to Rose Hill, and again, as you're making your Macon tour down toward the southwest side, there's so many things, and southeast side there's so many things. So I just kind of showed you a highlight of some of the more interesting things that's gotten notoriety. So I hope you've enjoyed this. We're going to close it out here. This has been my tour and my gift to you of my hometown. I hope as you travel down I-75, stop. Great campgrounds in the area. I showed you that earlier. Great places to eat right up above the campground up at Buffalo's, and when you make it downtown, so many fun places to go to. And just have an enjoyable time doing a walking tour, and have a great time going and seeing some of the sights that Macon has. As always, this is Jerry and Joel. There's Joel. We both love RV life.